I'm very glad that you're bringing the whole notion of this kind of cross-generational wounds that you've
Mm,
been carrying, because I really believe, as I'm right now doing on my own journey, that I'm not only healing myself and also past generations, but I'm also doing work for future generations as well. They don't have to
mm,
kind of see
yeah,
me erupting like maybe my father did or people around me.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think it's really, and that's probably why it's so difficult, right? Because
Mm,
this is not like just kind of happened to you right now. This has been ongoing for multiple
yeah,
generations. People don't really
yeah,
maybe think about this in that way, I think.
yeah. And that's the thing with it. Like that's where I find is like when we start off on this path, like we start and just focus on ourselves. Like whereas if you're someone that's like new to this work and starting to think it's like, all right, you need to heal yourself and all this stuff in your past, you're like,
That's
where
it,
do I
done.
start? But like it's just like just focus on you, and as you focus on you, and as you're able to expand your consciousness and your awareness and that love and acceptance and everything of yourself, like that's where you're going to be able to start working back more so. Because like it's one of the things when I start working with people who are new to this work, they're
Mm,
like, when do I get to the point that I don't have to do it? And it's just like that's where I'm like, you're at a really pivotal point now because you see the importance of this. But it's like
mm,
you look at any of the greatest mentors, the greatest people, it's like they're not sitting back relaxing. Like any of the biggest mentors, the biggest people who are doing this work and who've been on this path is like they do more of this work than any of us
mm,
because they know that it's like we're constantly going through levels and upgrades and everything with that. But then as you do that, that's where you're able to start going back and clearing a lot more of them all a deeper rooted seated stuff that's from the ancestral lineage. But it was
mm,
yeah, like and this is something like it's been very big for myself this year is like tapping back into more of that like ancestral line and doing a lot of research into like where I came from through like the Celtic Ireland and even like the Tuatha and stuff like that, like who were there before the Celts came to Ireland and starting to just bring more of an understanding and awareness into that for myself. But also
mm,
like because we've got two young daughters who and we live in Australia and we're like we want to know what our heritage is. We want to be able to connect to that. But
mm-hmm,
it's like for us, like it's really important for us to have like one foot deeply rooted in where we came from, but the other foot deeply rooted in where we are here now. So like we
mm,
connect with like the indigenous of the land here in Australia and like pay reverence and homage to a lot of their customs and their healings and the traditions. But we also this year we've been putting a big effort into like starting to celebrate and work off the Celtic calendar year and
mm-hmm.
celebrating a lot of them old traditions and stuff like that for ourselves, but as well as for the girls. And as we do
Wow.
that, it allows us to start bringing up a lot of clearing a lot of these old stories and these old awarenesses that has been filtered through the generations from there as well.
Mm-hmm. Wow, wow, that's beautiful, man. And you're also doing it whilst the children are there, right? So they kind of know exactly,
Mm,
their past and also where they came from and also what's it like being in Australia. Wow, that's
yeah.
beautiful.